morning, crew, and I am George Diggles. You're in the right place to get some sizzling subjects and trending topics. Just in case you didn't know, it is Mono Mondays, but I am not alone. I'm in great company this morning. Now, there is some folks that I now call officially family. I have been talking with them via Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and texts, and had the opportunity to interview one of the artists from Trans Entertainment Network. Now, they've got some interesting things going on, and I got a whole lot of questions, and they told me nothing is off limits. So let's start at the top, and I'll talk to the man behind the group. Go ahead and get right into that mic. You got to talk right into it. It's one of them real good mics. They want to hear everything you got to say. All right, so you go ahead and tell us who you are. Stan Lucas is the name, but tell us a little bit about how you got into music.
Okay, well, I got into music, I used to... I was a former school teacher in Chicago and got into music. My son actually was doing music. And so I started learning the business working with him. And we did some things with Warner Brothers and so forth. I was always involved with the trans community, seeing that I always dated trans women.
Okay.
So I was always involved with the community. So back in 2015, we had something called the Atlanta Underground Music Awards. Mm-hmm. And so one of the coordinators tapped me and asked me what I'd like to do, be the music coordinator for it. Mm-hmm. So it was just like any other thing that when I was getting talent, you know how they do the BET Hip Hop Awards, where they're like all week there'll be like parties and showcases and things, and then like that Sunday night is the taping of the show. Mm-hmm. Well, we were doing the same thing, you know, had like showcases going on, but my thing was, instead of having all these open mics, let's go ahead and have an LGBT night.
Okay.
So they kind of like thought about it like, whoa, what do you know, they weren't really sure, but once we did it, it turned into such a huge thing. We had people from all over the country that came to be part of it.
Wow.
And the trans women it was mostly trans women at the showcase. And after it was over with, nobody wanted to go back home. They wanted to stay in Atlanta. And so they said, look, Stan, you're providing a platform for us. You really, really should, you know, work with us, and, you know, because we don't have a platform. Mm-hmm. And really, that's really how it all started. You know, I started that way. It's been a piece of work, to say the least, but that's with anything that you do. But the whole thing is just being consistent and the consistency of what, you know, you do. And so we're starting to really break barriers and make some noise. So what we're doing.
You know, I think it's really, really innovative. When I first started talking with you via social media, I realized, I was like, there is a void when it comes to the representation of LGBTQ artists, especially trans artists. You know, we look at Lil Nas X, who has exploded.
Right.
But I said to somebody the other day, his no barbs to him. No diss to him, but his success was covert because he was successful and then he said he was gay.
Right.
Would that success have been the same? Would he have had the same doors open to him if he had come out before the song and said, oh, by the way.
Right.
So when we come as our true selves in this, you know, in this industry and say, this is who I am and these are my pronouns and this is what I'm singing about and this is my material, it changes the way that people perceive the artist. And there's a whole hell of a lot. Crystal and Selena and Stan, you know, there's a whole hell of a lot of great LGBTQ artists who will never get the platform that a Lil Nas X will get, or those who are not openly LGBTQ. So I want to talk about that with you, Crystal, because I've been a fan for a minute.
Oh, thank you.
And we coming to you, Selena. We coming. I got you, girl. I got you. Now, I've been a fan for a minute, and when I first heard the song "Pick 'Em Up," I was like, okay then. Let's talk about your journey, because the journey as a trans artist, we'll start right from there. As the artist, Crystal Beverly, the artist. What was it that you saw when you wanted to become the rapper? What were some of the challenges that you faced in the industry and the doors that you had to kick open, or were they just open for you?
Well, first, we'll get into the microphone. Can you guys hear me good?
Yes.
Okay, great. First thing first is I'm not a rapper.
Okay.
I do rap.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a rapper. I'm an artist. I love to sing R&B. I love rock. I love hip hop. I love pop. I love it all. However, the rapping did come about because, as I said before, I am a barb, and I do.
You're a
love
barb.
Nicki.
Are you really a barb?
I am. My ultimate favorite artist is Beyonce. Period.
Okay.
That's number one.
Okay.
But rapping came along for me because I was really okay. I'll give credit to Little Kim where it's due, obviously.
Yes.
Because the Naked Truth album is the first album to inspire me to write my first rap.
Okay.
I still did not want to be a rapper, but I wrote a rap because I was just really...
You're feeling it.
I was really feeling Little Kim's, album, The Naked Truth. I didn't listen to Bella Mafia and all of the other ones because I wasn't necessarily a rap fan, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And when Nicki came out, then I became more of a fan of rap, and that made me want to actually put it in my music. I've always been a songwriter. I've been writing music. 2015, I'll say, a couple of girlfriends of mine, 2 other trans women of color from Chicago, we band together and made a music group.
Okay.
We called ourselves She, which stood for She Has Everything, which we found out had been used before actually on the Making a Band.
Doggone it.
I know. The same acronym and everything. So, long story short, we disbanded anyway as a group because the girls started getting a little more successful in their personal lives. Like, one girl got like a good job and the other girl got married, stuff like that, But one of those girls actually told me about Stan. Mm-hmm. And at that time, he actually was going by Tom Jones. And she was like, there's this guy in Atlanta named Tom Jones, and he has a management label company for trans women. And I was like, what? Like, I had never heard of anybody willing to stick their neck out for us.
Right.
So I just wanted to know who this person was and if this was something that was real, if it's really existed. Mm-hmm. Long story short, I reached out to him to manage the group. As I said, we did disband, and he ended up managing me as a solo artist. And he happened to be in Chicago one day when I sent him a video of me singing Killing Me Softly.
Okay.
And the first time I reached out to him, I didn't have any recorded music. So once I actually went into the studio, I ended up going by myself and recording a song. And then I reached out to him. And he happened to be in Chicago that day. And I was like, well, could you come and meet up? Long story short, we met. And the next few days, we went, and met up with each other. And kind of was like a little date almost.
Okay then.
It was very professional, but we kind of were feeling each other, I guess.
Okay.
And we started dating from there, and then I moved to Atlanta. Long story short, blah, blah, blah. Here we are.
Well, now you're here in Atlanta, and we'll talk about the romance in a little bit. But let's talk about your single, Pick 'Em Up. Because when I heard that, y'all know I was hyped, right? Was I not hyped? I was like, this is the joint. This is the joint.
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about that, because we're going to play that next.
It's so crazy because Pick 'Em Up has a extensive history. So as I said before, when I was listening to The Naked Truth, I was inspired to write my first rap, which was just a verse, which was the first verse of Pick 'Em Up.
Yes.
I was maybe 18 years old when I wrote that first verse.
Oh, just a baby. Just a baby.
I was walking down the street with my friend. This is how I got the chorus. The whole song was put together over a number of years, different segments of the song, and then I just eventually put it together to make one song. Mm-hmm. The chorus came about because I was walking down the street with my friend, and there was a kitten or a puppy, and she was like, "Oh, it's so cute. I just want to pick him up, take him home, and love him to death." And I was like, "Okay, bitch." I was like, "Oh, sorry for the cursing." I was like, "Okay, I like that. Pick him up, take him home, and love him to death. I like that." So that kind of just stuck with me. I wrote the first verse because obviously Lil' Kim is very sexually fluid. So it just, the verse was nasty because it was really inspired from what I was listening to from Kim. Mm-hmm. I also have to give a lot of credit to my homegirl, Tracy, from Chicago, which is one of the girls that was in the group with me. Mm-hmm. She really inspired my pen for me to really write, and she's really amazing. Like her pen is
Fierce.
She's on point with it. So
Okay.
that's really what inspired me to like really start writing rhymes. Nikki made me want to do it professionally. But Tracy, I think we were sitting down, and then I just came up with that second verse one day. And then eventually I came up with that third verse. And it wasn't, something that I sat and just did. It came together.
Okay.
And I never was going to release this song because, as I said, I don't consider myself a rapper.
But you did the thing on this song. Let's go ahead and check this out. This is Crystal Beverly, one of the entertainers from Trans Entertainment Network. We have Selena Simone here in the studio who will be talking to us a little bit later. Stan Lucas, the man with the plan. And this is, do they still say jam, y'all? This is gonna be this. This is
a banger.
It's a banger. There you go.
Period.
From Crystal Beverly. It's called "Pick 'Em Up," and it's right here on WERUradio, the home of the urban sound of pride.
Get the new We Are You radio skill, then say, Alexa, play We Are You radio.
Okay, playing We Are You Radio.